You're tired of Eat the Rich movies that feel repetitive and stale? Gus Van Sant is back with what I think is one of the better movies of 2025, starring Bill Skarsgård, Dacre Montgomery, Coleman Domingo, and Carrie Elwes. It's called Dead Man's Wire. Gus decided to tackle the story of Tony Karitzis, an Indianapolis man who in 1977 seemingly had a psychotic break. He was experiencing financial troubles, decided to take matters into his own hands. He felt wronged by his mortgage broker, M.L. Hall, who in the film is played by Al Pacino, and his son, Richard, who is played in the film by Dacre Montgomery. Tony did, and what is shown in the film with Bill Skarsgård taking on that main role, is essentially kidnap Richard Hall at the mortgage company itself and hold him at gunpoint with the dead man switch. What happened next was a 63-hour-long standoff where Tony was in communication with the police. The head detective in the film leading the negotiation is named Michael. He is played by Carrie Elwes. The film also builds upon the real history by adding in a character named Fred Temple, who's played by Coleman Domingo. He is a radio host that Tony's a big fan of. He kind of works his way into the negotiation as well, trying to calm Tony down and understand what it is that he wants. Originally, this was going to be directed by Werner Herzog and starring Nick Cage, but Gus and Bill came in and both of them did a fabulous job. The angle that they took towards this to make it a bit more palatable, I think it really worked, really is that of a dark comedy. Definitely classified as a crime thriller, but I think you have to be aware that the humor is going to be front and center. I think they very much wanted to make Tony kind of a compassionate figure, someone you could sort of understand where he was coming from. The film only really works if you can see the greed that he was dealing with, if you can see the grievances that he had with this mortgage broker, but you can also see that he's completely lost his mind and is obviously acting in an irrational and violent way. Gus Van Sant likes to tell difficult stories that kind of teeter on an edge of morality. I think he enjoys that. He excels at it, and this is no different. Performances across the board are excellent. Dacre Montgomery, everyone kind of thought he was going to blow up with Stranger Things. He kind of quieted down for a bit with his career, but he's back with this performance, and it's very strong. It's very important because a lot of the film is really focused on the dynamic and relationship that develops between Richard and Tony. Speaking of Tony, Bill Skarsgård is fabulous in the performance. It's one of the most underrated performances of the year, in my opinion, because he has so much to balance. Philadelphia's own Coleman Domingo, as always, is spectacular and adds so much to the film. To see this at the Philly Film Festival, thought it was really special, gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I think it is the Eat the Rich movie for 2025. If you don't want to take my word for it, whether you look at IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, Letterboxd, RogerEbert.com, everyone has pretty much really enjoyed it. All that being said, please go check this out. It's a small independent film. It's loaded with talent. It's a whole lot of fun, and it tells a story that's worth telling. It'll challenge you. It'll make you think, and if you ask me, it's very timely stuff.